Welcome back to another episode of The Natty Teacher. I'm, of course, your host, The Natty Teacher. Today's lesson, we got a deload quad day, okay, or quad bias day. So, in my deload weeks, okay, and you don't have to do this. This is just me. This is just something that works for me. Again, you don't have to do this. It's up to you. In my deload weeks, I really don't do any squatting. And I actually decided to not even do anything that's going to be huge on like heavy knee flexion. So barbell squatting, hack squatting, anything like that. You ain't going to see it. Okay? So for today, I'm actually not going to the dungeon gym, the basement gym. I'm not going to drive all the way out there because that's about a half hour away from my house. You know, where I got like the hack squat and, you know, all that kind of stuff and the plate loaded leg press and what have you. Today we're just going to the gym. I normally film that for the majority of my videos, which is just close to my house, about 10 minutes away. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not going to have a whole lot of exciting stuff to film. Probably, you know, obviously not any PRs or anything like that this week. You know, the point of a deload is just taking it easy and getting into the gym. And, you know, essentially it's, for me, I like to look at it as a form of active recovery. I'm pushing blood into the target muscle, target muscle groups and what have you, and using that, you know, blood flow to help that area heal rather than to, you know, get crazy pumped up and all that kind of stuff and, you know, tear down and then, you know, recover later. I'm just trying to move blood around into my body, keep moving, and, you know, get a pump and, you know, get out. That's kind of about it. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to go crazy and tear a bunch of muscle down right now. So, with that being said, again, not a whole lot of heavy knee flexion. I think the plan today, what I've laid out so far, and again, this probably is going to sound really boring, so I apologize, but it's going to be 4 total exercises, and they're not like crazy exercises. So we'll do 3 sets. These will probably all be 3 sets, just purely because it's not a whole lot of work, and one of them isn't even a quad exercise. So 3 sets of seated calf. We'll start with calves today, kind of flip it up a little bit. 3 sets of adductor. So usually I train adductors on Fridays, but because it is an inner thigh move, we're going to do that today. And then just solely focus on hamstrings and glutes. I don't have access to an adductor on adductor machine on Tuesdays in the other gym I work out at. So that's why I do that. That's why I start my hamstring and glute workouts with that on Fridays, which is fine. Doesn't bother me at all. I actually really like it. But so we'll do, like I said, 3 sets of calves, 3 sets of adductor, 3 sets of leg extensions, and then probably 3 sets of some single leg horizontal leg press. So they have like one of those like pin loaded leg presses that's you sit and you push straight out. I'm not a giant fan of that, but if I'm using a lighter load and just focusing on, you know, a lot of stretch and just doing some single leg work, that should be fine. And then I'll have a little bit of abdominal training, and then that's it. That's literally it for the entire day, guys. Minus cardio. I do have cardio, but that's later on. So as far as like, you know, actual training goes, it's not a lot. It's not, you know, anything crazy. I should be in and out of the gym probably within about 45 minutes. You know, it's at the most. I apologize for those of you who, you know, really like to see the, you know, 6-7 different exercises and, you know, all that kind of stuff, and, you know, hitting PRs and getting stronger, putting more weight on the bar or machine or whatever. That ain't what a deload's about, man. You know, I like to play the bodybuilding long game, and deloading every, you know, 7 odd weeks for me really seems to be the sweet spot. And so I'm going to continue to do it. So again, this whole week, I apologize for the lack of like the, you know, if you watch like my face and, you know, stuff like that when I'm training, you know, I apologize for the lack of intensity, you know, but as much as I love to utilize that intentional intensity and go into the gym and just crush it still, while of course, you know, operating under, you know, proper technique, this week is just all about, you know, going in there, moving blood around and getting out, man. You know, I would never like, you know, I would never want to just like take the week off or anything like that every 7 weeks. So these deload weeks really work well. So anyways, I'm about to pull into the gym here in a minute. I'll see y'all in there. for, again, it wouldn't normally be a top set, but for a top set of deloaded calves. So I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, so I wanted to actually record calves a little bit here just to show you how I work them and what's really helped me make my calves more muscular. So what you'll see here is that I get to a nice stretch position, and I could stretch even more. Recording this back, I see that I could probably stretch even more, but really not too bad. So I'm driving those heels down and then sitting in that stretch position, at least for a couple quick counts. Nothing super crazy, but making sure we're really sitting in that stretch position at the bottom right there. And then coming up, we're not going to hold at the top. There's really no reason to do that as far as how the calves are put together, but we're just going to pulse through. We did 4 sets here. I'm just using 3 plates, so nothing super heavy, but again, really sit in that stretch position. Okay, your heels should be at least pretty close to that 45-degree angle, and make sure that, if you want to hold at the top, hey, more power to you. But for me, I've actually found more benefit in kind of pulsing through it. So I wanted to show you how I set up a adductor here for those of you who are newer to the gym. Easy way to do it. Get yourself in a nice stretch position. Use your hands to help push together, push those paddles together, and then put the heels on, and you're ready to rock and roll. So we did 3 sets here. Again, all 10 reps, nothing super crazy. Using a medium-ish amount of weight, probably even a little less than I would normally do for my back off sets. So again, nothing super crazy here. 3 sets at 10, nice and slow, just pushing some blood into those inner thighs. Okay, really trying to develop those adductor muscles. And again, the whole purpose of training adductors, if you are unfamiliar with the concept behind it, if you see this machine, you're like, why would I ever use this? It's one of the most slept on machines out there. This is really going to help you build that width from side to side, on your front and back shots when you're posing. Okay, so if you get a phenomenal quads, but this exercise, in particular, with other exercises, of course, but this exercise in particular is really going to help you build that depth and width in your legs from side to side rather than front to back. Then some leg extensions here. We have the seat all the way back. We're leaning back into that, really stretching the quads. And if you look closely at my feet, what you'll notice is at least ever so slightly, I have my toes pointed in towards each other. I know my left foot kind of went straight there a little bit, but again, trying to keep those toes slightly pointed in towards each other. What that's going to help you do is actually keep your knees straighter, which again, I don't know if this is perfectly anatomically true, but it felt good for me. This does help to, at least to an extent, slightly bias that outer quad a little bit, because we have those knees nice and straight. You can get a nice flex through the quads. So I did that, again, 3 sets of 10, nothing super crazy. Then we had some single leg press here. Okay, so what you'll see is I have my foot nice and low on the pad, and I am breaking 90 degrees by a lot. Okay, so I am really trying to drive that heel back into the hamstring, not all the way, of course. We're not going to completely fold it, but it felt good. I wasn't using a ton of weight here. I mean, obviously it being a deload too, but this one, man, it's humbling. It's really humbling. Obviously if I put my leg up at the top of that, I could do about 1,000 reps like that. But really allowing that knee to get some good flexion like that, it felt good. So we did 3 sets of 10 here, each leg. And then we did 3 sets of around 10 reps on machine crunches as well. Okay, or 3 sets of 10, yeah. So nothing super crazy, guys. Like I said, this nice, easy deload, probably my shortest voiceover ever. It was very simple, but got done. So we did 4 sets of calves, 9 sets of quads, 3 sets of abs. Deload leg A session complete. Hey man, nice burn, nice pumps. Like I said, that's about it, man. We were in and out of there within, it maybe took a little bit longer, maybe an hour. So not like super long, but not like the shortest workout ever, but pretty quick. It was about an hour. So a couple basic exercises. Again, pushing blood mainly into the inner thighs and quads, calves a little bit. And then we did end with, I did not record this, but we did end with just 3 sets of around the 10 rep range of some machine crunches. That was it. So, yeah, man. Like I said, nice and easy, nice and simple. Definitely still have a lot more left in the tank, but that is exactly the point. At the same time, though, I can tell you that from my past, 6-week training cycle, I definitely am not fully recovered yet. That is for sure. So definitely am not like at that point where I'm like, hey man, I'm 110%, let's kill it. Not there yet. But usually what I have found, and I said this in yesterday's video as well, for those of you who have not deloaded in a long time or never have, and you just are like, man, I'm not making any progress. Why is my body so tired? You gotta rest sometimes, man. Deload. Okay? Regardless, it's okay. I get it. I didn't deload when I, for the first quite a few years, I was training. At least not very much, and definitely not in the right ways. But regardless, I have found that usually that second half of my deload week, so again, that Wednesday, Thursday, a little bit, once I cross that halfway point where I've had those first couple days of training and I'm just pushing blood into the muscle and I'm not super fatigued and all that kind of stuff, that is where I have found my recovery starts to actually kick in. That's when I can actually feel like my muscles are healing good. You know what I mean? Like that they're like, really, really recovering and healing. And that's, again, it's usually not instant gratification. It's not like you have one lighter workout and it's like, man, I'm 100%, ready to go. That's why it's called a deload week. Okay. But anyways, felt good. Nice pumps. We got a deload push B workout tomorrow in the morning. So make sure you tune in for that. Again, nothing super heavy, man. Same exercises we normally do, just not as heavy, keeping it right around that 10 rep range, maybe 10, 12 reps for the most part. Focusing on squeeze and tempo control, just pushing blood into the muscle and going from there. So again, make sure you tune in for that. I still have a half-hour cardio today. So per usual, do your cardio. Do your cardio. I don't care if you're in full-blown bulk mode. If anything, if you're in full-blown bulk mode, it's even better for you to do your cardio. So definitely do your cardio if you're in full-blown, Hulkbuster bulk mode, man. Okay? So do your cardio. Whatever form of cardio you want, man. Treadmill, bike, walking outside, step mill, whatever it is. Jogging in place, jumping jacks, I don't care, whatever you like. Jump rope. Okay? I would recommend something not super taxing on the joints, but that's why I like the recumbent bike. It's very easy on the joints and muscles, but it's up to you. Make sure you like and share the video. Drop a comment below. And if you have not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Again, unless you don't want to, then in that case, hey man, hopefully we'll cross paths again. But if you hit that subscribe button, I can guarantee you we're going to cross paths every day. Or dang near every day. Okay, because I upload every day. Okay? So make sure you tune in for tomorrow's video. Again, keep dropping those comments and feedback below. I really appreciate it, guys. But for today, excuse me, still a little sleepy. I am the Natty Teacher, and this episode of Summer School is out. I'll catch y'all tomorrow.